people in Silicon Valley think that they're very, very smart, and many of them are, but they get carried away. They lower their standards. They think everything is okay. And that has always led to problems all over the world throughout history. When there's a long period of prosperity, banks get excited and get confident, and they think they're smart, and they start making loans that they wouldn't make otherwise. That's what's happening in the U.S. Silicon Valley Bank was very, very excited. They thought they were smart, and it's happening again. And don't worry, before this is over, we're going to have some horrible economic problems everywhere. The U.S. is the largest economy in the world, and certainly the largest financial market in the world. So if we start having problems in the U.S., they will snowball everywhere, whether we like it or not. Silicon Valley went bankrupt, that led to another bank in the U.S. having trouble. Well, the next thing you know is Credit Suisse in Switzerland. A very large Swiss bank is having problems. So all of these things snowball. What happens in one country has an effect in others, maybe not directly, not the same week, but we're all interconnected these days, especially financially, and that's going to lead more and more problems. You should be worried. What should be done and what they will do are two different things. The U.S. central bank, like most central banks, they're not very smart people. That's why they work for the government. The American Central Bank, they're all very, very worried. They are starting to think that they have solved the problems of inflation because some prices, oil is down, grains are down, which always happens in any market. So they think they have solved the problems. Maybe they will raise interest rates one more time, a small amount, but for the most part, they think they have solved the problem and that they don't want to cause more economic problems. And so we will see a slowdown in interest rate increases in the U.S. for a while. But in 1970s, we had this problem. Interest rates in the U.S. on short-term treasury bills was 21%. 21% on short-term government paper. That just shows you how bad it can be. The inflation problem is going to be worse this time, so interest rates will have to go very, very high. And not this week, not this month, because Washington doesn't know what to do. But before this is over, we are all going to see very, very high interest rates everywhere, or much, much, much worse inflation. But I would suspect eventually we will see very high interest rates. Yes, markets always have ups and downs. There's nothing new about that. Yes, before this is over, we will have a serious correction later in 2023. But at some point, the U.S., well, as I said, the central bank is going to stop raising interest rates. Everybody will think things are okay. We'll have a big rally. That will probably be the last big rally for a long time. And it will happen because everybody will think everything is okay now. It's not okay because inflation will come back in a big way, which means that interest rates will go very high, and which means that the world economy will have a major, major problem next year or the year after, or later this year. Indian stock market has been fabulous, as you know. Somebody in India has been doing something right. The Chinese stock market is down because their reaction to the virus was much worse than many other countries in the world. So, I mean, of those two, if I were buying something, I would buy China now instead of India because China's down a lot and India's been a very strong stock market. I don't like to buy things that have been strong. I like to buy things that have been weak. Anani Group is very smart. People that I read about in the U.S., I read that they're smart, but I don't know. So I do not know if there's any accuracy or not. I have no position. I am not long or short any of those companies at all. I have not done the homework, the research. I do not know whether the accusations are correct or not. I do know that those people on both sides are very smart people. I am watching. Agriculture has been depressed for many years. So agriculture is still a place with lots of opportunities. I mean, agriculture has been terrible. The average age of farmers in America is 58. The average age of farmers in Japan is 66. Agriculture has been horrible in many places in the world. So whenever there's a horrible problem in something, there are usually opportunities. So I find I am looking at agriculture for opportunities. It's a great place. But there are many parts of the Indian economy which could be and will be very successful again in the future. I wish your government would be less interventionist. I wish your government would stay out of the way more. I wish that about all governments. I certainly wish that about the U.S. in a big way. India has been at times in history one of the world's great agricultural nations. You will be again if the government will get out of the way. I am looking to buy more energy. Not today, but eventually, because energy prices have been coming down. And the world's known reserves of oil and natural gas continue to decline. Fracking came along and helped us for a while, but fracking cannot save us for a long time. So there will be opportunities again in energy. I am not buying at the moment, but I am watching because I see the prices coming down. And I know that the world's reserves of oil and gas, known reserves of oil and gas, continue to decline.